Aerodynamics is a key theme here at Eurobike, and we think we have found some of the best tech for you. Check it out. Now here is a bike that sticks two fingers up at the UCI. It's the Parle TTIR, and this is designed specifically for triathletes. But bear with me, I think this gives quite a snapshot of what TT bikes and road bikes could be looking like in the not too distant future. Particularly these fairings covering the discs there. Those are supposedly really quite quick in a wind tunnel. And then secondly, they've taken the level of integration to another level. If you look up at the front end there's barely an exposed cable to be found. Literally just that wire coming off the E-tap blip there. So that is one seriously clean looking bike. New for Eurobike is this. Something of a showstopper, I think you'd agree, the Colnago Concept. Now, it is, to my mind, their first out-and-out aero bike, although Colnago did point out they've actually been dabbling in aerodynamics on bikes for 35 years. But this bears all the hallmarks of a modern aero frame. The frame itself weighs 970 grams for a size medium, but they've said that all the frames are actually different to take into account the different properties of aerodynamics on the smaller sizes, which I thought was quite a nice touch. And then, for fans of Colnago, it is made out in the Far East and then finished in Italy, as opposed to the C60, which is hand-built in Italy. And for those fans, we're not going to disappoint you. Have a look at this one. Oh. Now check out this bad boy, the Diamante SV from Basso. Now this particular model celebrates their 40th anniversary. And I'm not going to lie, I think that is absolutely beautiful. A couple of things in particular, really liking this front end. So despite the fact that that still looks really sleek and quite slammed, they've got 3.5 centimeters of stack here through an integrated stem and then that integrated steerer cap there. But then the frame set, for an aero frame set, the frame just weighs 800 grams. There's some really great engineering going on. Fundamentally, they've put carbon where you need it and not where you don't, including their marketing guy just pointed this out. On the top of the down tube there, you can see it flexing because you don't need carbon there. But I really like this, very Italian. They have reinforced the top tube to enable you to sit on it casually whilst you're waiting for your mates, presumably because you just dropped them. That's cool. Now, as you might expect, nearly half of KTM's, frankly, enormous booth here at Eurobike is devoted to e-bikes. But lurking behind this, now slightly finger-smudged perspex, is this, which is a first glimpse of what will be their new aero bike for 2017. And it does look really, really nice indeed. Some particularly cool touches, I think. You can see the cables there becoming integrated into the stem. And then the stem itself, actually, apparently you can change the angle of it just by replacing a spacer in there, so it's not a 2-hour job to move it up and down, which it kind of can be with integrated cables. And then you'll notice as well that the integrated brakes are on the chainstays, which sometimes that's a negative thing, but they've stuck them on top of the chainstays, which I would imagine, in my little brain, I'm thinking that actually that may create more power for your brakes, which is often a criticism levelled at chainstay mounted brakes. So that could be very interesting indeed. And also, the final thing is that this has got through axles. So despite the fact that it is a rim brake version, it's got aero through axles. Who knew that was a thing? Look at this. It's called the Forward Alpha, and it's the first product of Argon 18's Fusion Works division, which is basically where the engineers get carte blanche to just play around. Now this is very much a concept bike in that it's not rideable. The idea is they're just pushing the boundaries, seeing where they think they may be able to go, and hopefully finding technology they can then translate back to the here and now. And if this is a glimpse of the future, it's quite exciting. So we've got a few bits and bobs. They've eliminated the steerer tube up here, which is technology they've got already on their TT bikes. So the whole front end section is incredibly low profile, but it's got to be said, it's the discs that are really, really exciting. So the levers are actually integrated into the handlebars already, but if you have a look at the calipers, the brake calipers are actually built into the frame. Now, they don't work at the moment, it is a concept bike, but there's no reason why they couldn't work in the future. Something to think about, huh? Well, I tell you what, the future looks pretty fast. Now, if you want to see more tech videos here on GCN, then if you click just up there, you get through to our tech playlist. Or to see us test aerodynamic positions and equipment to see which one saves you the most time, click just down there. I'm getting nervous now that I'm going to bash into someone. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to GCN before leaving this one. To do that, just click on the globe. I'll stop just in time.